It's a summer movie preview. Summer movie preview here today on the channel. It is Wednesday, week of solo shows this week, as for people who are tuning in, going, wait a minute, it's on early solo show, all this week. So we'll talk about what's coming out as we are starting with Devil Wears Prada 2. The summer movie season starts in May. I know people don't do it as much anymore, but they still used to do it back in the day. It's not summer yet, not until June. Yeah, but the summer movie starts in May. So we are going to preview May, June, July, and August like we have done in the past. And we'll go over things that we're looking forward to, maybe some stuff we think is going to do well in the box office. And we'll preview those things. So it is myself on the show today. So make sure you click like, comment, subscribe. Let's get into it. It's Kristian Harloff Show here on Wednesday. Let's do it. I love it. I'm hoping that Kingsport Cal is absolutely kidding. I'm hoping that's a sarcastic joke because I'm not addressing it anymore. Not going to do it anymore. This is Wednesday now. If you ask on Monday or Tuesday, I'll address it, but we're on Wednesday, so not addressing it anymore. So welcome to the show. It is time to get into the topics of summer movies. We're going to discuss that. So the way it's going to work is we're going to go through the trailers. We're going to go through the movies, give our opinions on it, submit your questions, and then by the end of if we get once we're done with August, you guys want to ask some questions, then we'll stay on for as long as we can. If not, that's fine. So by the way, yesterday, and especially on this show, so I'm not sure because sometimes the YouTube doesn't give the notifications and stuff too. If you've been paying attention to my reactions that I've been doing with my friend Ming, who I've been friends with since the first grade, and I said that he's been the one that's been helping me out with my fitness journey over the last year and training me and doing some stuff, and he's starting his own channel. That's fine. No problems at all, Cal. You're the man. So when Ming started about, I think it was like February of 2025 is when I started kind of hitting the gym, and as I was getting myself in shape, and I've been going to the gym now over the last like 4 months or so. I have been going on my own, but I was going with Ming quite often, and I said he's going to start his own fitness channel, and I was like, well, with the stuff I got to do with the pilot and those other things, and I have some things that I need to do in general. Why don't I do the show early this week, and then we can get some content for your channel? So he's going to be starting his own fitness channel, which is going to be great because he's just so intelligent when it comes to this stuff, and he's so good at it, and he's so motivating to people. And so we said, what we should do? Let's shoot a little video for my channel because people have asked me for like my routine, and like, well, can you show us some of the routine? So we shot a video yesterday and put it up on the channel, and it's just the bicep workout that we do. It's like 3 exercises that we did, and we put it up on the channel. And I don't know if YouTube showed it to people or not, but if you are curious about it and you want to see Ming's kind of motivation and things that he's talking about, plus the exercises in general, they're on the channel now. So there you go. So yeah, as soon as Ming gets his channel going, I'll make sure to promote it. He might even come on the live show to talk about it a little bit more too. So check it out. All right, we're going to get into the summer movie season. And this I always like doing this in general because I just there's a lot of great stuff that's coming out. It's a lot of fun stuff coming out. There's it's definitely the most busy that I am when it comes to like out of the theater reactions and things of that nature. So I like to kind of get into it and see what's coming out. So we're going to bring up May first. And PLD or Luke or Kevin, whoever's working on these clips later, because we'll probably put May, June, July, and August as 4 different clips on the clips channel. Kevin's been working on the clips channel, has been crushing it. But what we could do is maybe when Jonathan's putting this together, instead of just because I'm just going to bring up the website, maybe he can it may take a little extra editing, but maybe we can just put in like the actual posters of the movies that we're talking about, the ones that we go in great depth. So hopefully, Luke PLT can let Jonathan know about this when we send it over there. Okay, let's check this out. So May 1st, I know they're doing Animal Farm, and I'll tell you, my daughter, who's a reader, was not happy about this. I know Andy Serkis is doing it, but man, they did not like what they did with Animal Farm. It's turned into this animated movie and the classic novel. So I don't know if anybody's going to see that. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Not sure. It's a classic book. Not sure. Don't know what Deep Water is. Not sure. Hearing some really good things about Hokum, which is a neon movie. But and then that time I got reincarnated as a slime, the movie. I have no idea what that is. It's a Sony movie. But eh, the movie that everyone's going to be talking about, rightfully so, this weekend is Devil Wears Prada 2. I still think the embargo hasn't dropped yet, which is crazy to me because I do think, I mean, I saw both Roca and Mance. Mance said it was boring. Roca said he didn't like it. I saw Roxy really liked it a lot. I like this movie a lot. Thought it was good. You know what I really liked about it too? I like the fact that it's just this kind of movie in the theaters, and it's going to do well. It's going to do well. It's going to get people in there, and you just don't get these types of movies. And I said this equally about like The Naked Gun when that came out. Although that didn't do great, but it still was nice to see those kind of movies again in the theater. The movie is going to there are similar beats. I want to make sure in my out of the theater reactions, like there's similar beats to the movie, but I think it's simply different because they explain well at the end of the movie. They set up Andy and how what in the first movie what she is going through, and then it shows where she is and where she leaves off. And then by the time you start number two, you're like, okay, that they're playing into the same narrative. They didn't change anything. They didn't retcon everything. Because my question is, why would she go back to work with this woman? And I think they answered her pretty well. So it's going to do very, very well. It's going to do very well. It's going to crush. And I just, you know what it is also? It's like, I think Anne Hathaway is just, I think she's a movie star. I always thought she's a movie star. It's weird. She's gone through this thing, right? Because I think that, it was like an ongoing joke on Schmoes back in the day. I don't know whatever reason this was, but in like 2012, I remember it was like women didn't like her. A lot, I shouldn't say all women, but a lot of women didn't like Anne Hathaway. I remember this whole conversation we used to have is that there was a thing about because I don't remember too many dudes talking about it, but I remember women didn't like it. I don't think that narrative has changed now. I think everybody loves Anne Hathaway, but at one point, like 2012, 2013, it was weird. I remember having this conversation with like Tiffany and a bunch of other people. It was weird. Um, I don't know why, no idea, but either way, she's great. She's great in this, and Meryl Streep obviously great. So that movie comes out, that's going to do very well. That kicks us off, and it kicks us off in a different way, not with like a big comic book movie, but it kicks us off with a movie, a big sequel nostalgia movie that I think will wind up crushing. So that's May 1st. May 8th is this Billie Eilish movie. Again, those concert movies, for what they do, and they usually do pretty well. Those concert movies, it's a good investment. And I think Paramount's the one who usually does them, a lot of them. So that will be pretty big for them. The Sheep Detectives is one that I'm curious about. That's Hugh Jackman. Who's the other one that's in that? You guys can tell me. But Hugh Jackman, I know, is in that movie. And I don't know anything about it. I know I'm going to see it. I'm going to see all three of those next week. And the third one, of course, is Mortal Kombat 2. I'm telling you guys, that's going to be the big one. That'll be the winner for the week. As where Devil Wears Prada 2 will be the winner of the first week. Mortal Kombat 2 will be the winner of week 2. Mortal Kombat 2 is already getting some good buzz from people who have seen it. And I think I mentioned on the show yesterday, I hadn't gotten a screening yet. And of course, right after I got off the air, I had checked my email and I got a screening. So not that they'd seen this and go, oh, they were just, my impatient ass was just waiting. So there is, I don't know, Abernathy, what's going on this week? Hold on. What happened, Abernathy? What's going on this week? Tell me. What's going on this week? I gotta know. So they with Mortal Kombat, it's gonna be I think from what I'm hearing is the nostalgia purposes and all these different things are going to play towards the people who love this game, and I think it's going to be one of those things in general. So we'll see. I think it's going to do pretty well. I don't think it's going to be the number one movie of the week, though. I think Devil Wears Prada is going to have 2 weeks in a row. I could be wrong. I could be wrong 'cause it's not the same audience, but I do think if Devil Wears Prada does well, really well, the $100 million opening weekend that they say it's going to have, the drop off, unless it's significant, might still beat in week two. Um, so there we go. Mortal Kombat. That one is going to be May 8th, and then out of the three. So you've already got some movies people are going to be seeing in theaters. Devil Wears Prada 2. I think Hokum could actually do pretty well as in regards to budget and those things, and be like a surprise kind of horror hit. Billie Eilish movie, Mortal Kombat 2. I don't know how Sheep Detective is going to do. Amazon's been putting out some good movies lately, so I hear it's good. We shall see. And then we move. And then we move over. And we've got to the next week, which is May 15th. Driver's Ed, I don't know what that is. In the Gray, I heard something about it. Is God Is, another Amazon movie. And then Obsession from Focus Features. I don't know what any of these movies are. To me, this seems like, okay, we just need to make a little bit of money. No, it's nothing too big because we don't want to get in the way of, Mortal Kombat and Devil Wears Prada. And we certainly just want to get ahead of May 22nd, which again is two movies that I think can do well. I mean, I don't know what I Love Boosters is, but Passenger is a horror movie that, again, horror fans could probably go out and support, depending on what budget is, could do pretty well. But May 22nd is, of course, The Mandalorian and Grogu. And what we have talked about here on this show, on many shows yesterday, indeed, the tracking for this has gone up more so with 100 million. I posted a short today, and I don't know when this was that I had said this, but I had said the fact that Mandalorian Grogu essentially looks like a well-produced Disney Plus movie, which is not a bad thing. And it doesn't look, when you look at it, it doesn't, to me, even when it's the stuff that I saw, it doesn't look like that kind of feature film feel to it. It feels like a highly produced, volume-esque Disney Plus movie. And again, said it's not bad. It just means that the first episode 1 and episode 2 of season 1 and season 2 of Mandalorian are Disney Plus, and felt like that tone. And as far as grit and how, if it takes it seriously, is very different. The story could be really good. I'm talking about the overall feel and look of it. It just feels different than a feature film, the theatrical feature film that normally comes out. And people are gonna agree or disagree with that. And I just feel like that's what this is gonna do. And as I don't want to go over this 1,000 times over, the movie just needs to make around between 500 and 600 million dollars to be successful, with $100 million opening. Who knows what it'll do worldwide, but domestically, if it does 100 million, if it can bring in 300 its opening weekend, then it'll over worldwide, then it'll probably hit that goal between that 500 to 600 million if it can sustain, and if it's good. Whether or not it is, we will see. We'll find out really soon, because that's coming up. That's right around the corner. It's the first Star Wars movie that has been out in the theater since 2019. It's pretty much contrary to a lot of people's belief, including my own, that we thought it was a condensed version of the season 4 that was written for Mandalorian. Jon Favreau says that's not the case. I think they may have asked him to do that, but instead he wrote his own kind of standalone movie for the theater here, and that's what you're getting. You're taking that money that you were going to spend on that season, you're putting it into this movie. They're going to do it theatrically, and now it's a story that you've seen, and it is, again, Embo the bounty hunter is trying to get the Hutt, who is missing again. He was missing as a kid, now he's missing as an adult, and now Mando and Grogu got to go find him first before Embo does, and craziness ensues. And and I think Zeb's getting involved in it too, which I think is good. Now, what it could do overall, if it does well, like really well, is that you could start to have those conversations again about the Filoni universe movie and Thrawn and all that. But it also will lead into more interest, hopefully, to the Ahsoka season 2, which comes out this year also, which I keep forgetting about. Um, if it doesn't do well, and if it does or subpar, then that might start to go. I don't know if many people are going to want to watch this as much, or if we want to keep doing the Filoni verse, maybe we just go and really go all into the Simon Kinberg stuff and all that. So I think they're still trying to figure stuff out in general when it comes to that. But that's going to be on May 22nd. That will win that weekend. And you've got already Mandalorian Grogu, Devil Wears Prada to Mortal Kombat, and already a decent May for the movie theater, Passenger. And then May 29th, which I'll jump into here, I still have not seen a trailer for this on purpose because I missed the trailer for it. People kept telling me to watch the trailer after the trailer was already out. And I said, I'm just going to see it in the theater, and that's Backrooms. It's an A24 movie. I hear it's good. I don't know what the hell the breadwinner is. Let me look. What is the breadwinner? Breadwinner, IMDb. What is that? That is a Super Mumlin's a Shark Tank deal. What the hell is that? Nate Bargatze. Damn, I don't know what the hell that is. Nate Bargatze, Mandy Moore. No idea what that is. No clue. I've seen this guy's face, Nate Bargatze. I guess he's a comedian. It shows you how detached I am from this world now. But anyway, so you got the breadwinner, Pressure, Backrooms though. Backrooms to me is the one that I am really looking forward to, because without even seeing a trailer, because of the hype that people have been seeing when they go, you know what? That one looks good. That one looks solid. So Backrooms to me could be another one of these movies. Lower budget, put it out there, A24, boom. So let's talk about all of May. I will tell you, I think that you're going to have a competition. Which movie makes the most for the month? Not the whole summer, but for the whole of month. I'm going to say I think Devil Wears Prada 2 is the winner of the entire its entire month for sure, and then its entire run out of the movies here that are locked in. If Mandalorian Grogu wound up beating that, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think Devil Wears Prada 2. I think there's going to be more people excited about that movie overall and outside, in date night, and those types of things that are going to be happening with that. So I don't think if you pick Mandalorian Grogu, I don't think it's a crazy bet. I don't think it's a crazy bet. So I would say Devil Wears Prada 2 will be the winner of that month, but we'll see. Okay, so out of all the movies that are coming out, what do you think? What are you going to see? What do you have to see in the theater? That's always a question I like to ask the audience. Again, if you're watching live, if you're watching on the replay, or you're watching the Clips channel, out of this month, which one you're like, I got to see that in the theater. I'm not waiting for streaming. I'm not waiting for anything else. I'm not waiting for week 2. I'm seeing that opening weekend. The answer might be none of those. But are there ones you just got to see? There's ones you're curious about. There's ones you're going to look more into. Is there one that you can say, well, you know what? I'm on the fence about it. I'm going to wait to see what people say about it first before I go. Put your thoughts in there, please, and let me know. Okay. Before we move on, I'm going to tell you guys, Liquid IV. I've told you about them before. I'm really excited to have them back on the show. They're wonderful and been wonderful. And I just like having them back on. I guess when was it? It was like about PLD, you son of a bitch. I think he got rid of it. The hell is it? Is it gone? It's gone. I have to wait because it's gone. Let me get it first, and then I'll tell you about them. But how dare you, PLD? Oh no. Blame poor PLD. I know exactly what happened. Just kidding, PLD. He's sleeping anyway. You can blame him. Okay, here we go. Here's Liquid IV. We have Liquid IV is back. So excited to have them back. Now, for me, Liquid IV, I especially during the summertime, I do softball with the kids, and we're running around and doing a bunch of things outdoors, and I just know that you got to stay hydrated. I would tell the kids you got to stay hydrated, especially it's hot here in New York, man. So you got to enjoy that extra sunshine. You got to do it right. So liquid IV, if you don't know, it's clinically demonstrated to hydrate faster than water alone. And you guys can get 20% off your first order if you use the code Christian at checkout. I carry the packet around with me. I have the cotton candy one. It's really good. They also have a really good one. It's Orange Vanilla Dream. It's really good. I take it, put it in my water, and man, I just feel replenished. I feel hydrated. You just get a recharge on that social battery. Like, it keeps you hydrated. It's great. I love it. You just stick like 16 ounces of water. You hydrate just faster than water alone. Compared to water, liquid IV, it delivers long lasting hydration and retains hydration for up to 4 hours. And it's backed by a scientific advisory board with world renowned researchers to conduct clinical research and trials. It's got 8 essential vitamins, nutrients. It's great. You got to stay hydrated while you're on the go this summer with Liquid IV. You tear it, you pour, you live more. You go to liquidiv.com. You get 20% off your first purchase with that code Christian at checkout. That's 20% off your first purchase with the code Christian at liquidiv.com. Thank you to Liquid IV. And thanks to Luke, who left up the lower third the whole time over the ad. So, yeah, Luke, I did blame you. That's also my fault. Okay. So that is May. That is May. We have gotten through May, and I've talked about this. 2025, I thought was going to be a huge year for movies. For summer, it was okay because some of the things got pushed into. Do we? I want. You know what? Before I jump into June, I should go back and talk about Mortal Kombat a little bit too, because I think that Mortal Kombat, I think I did it a disservice. As where the reactions that are coming out for that already have been positive. I'm going to tell you that I'm not surprised by it. By the way, I haven't seen the 2021 version. I'm actually going to watch that with Ming today. Put that on the channel and see. I heard that it's not that great, but the trailer for Mortal Kombat, the new one, I think that's the reason why it's a summer movie, because it was supposed to come out. I thought it was supposed to come out last year at like the end of the year, and they pushed it into this year, or at least into the summer, because maybe it's supposed to come out earlier. I can't remember, but it definitely got pushed. And I think that's because they said we're getting a lot of buzz in this and it's good. So let's make it a summer movie. And I think that's exactly what happened. So there you go. Last October. Yeah, I think that's right. So let's get into June, man, because May, you got a good starting point. And as I was mentioning, I thought that 2025 was going to be a big year, and it was okay. But 2026 is starting to get back to that place where we were at before the pandemic, meaning there's just so many bangers kind of coming out as far as the summer movies that could do really, really well. Now, we'll see. Could it be one of those things where I thought that beginning of May of 2024 was going to be big, and the beginning of it kind of really just started to eat shit when it was Furiosa and other things that I thought would do well. But I think people are checking out more summer movies now. Maybe they're going back to the theater. We're going to figure it out. We're going to see. But let's get to June. And this one here, I'm going to start with this one. This is, as I go back to the whole thing with, smaller budgets and movies that can be considered successes and people going to the theaters, you don't necessarily have to have $100 million opening weekend or $150 million opening weekend to be successful, depending on what your budget is and everything too, as we talked about that. The Amazing Digital Circus, the last act, to me is a story that one of the stories that I've been very inspired by. As you guys know, I'm doing a pilot where I'm going to be doing crowdfunding and other things and putting things together. And when you look at what these guys did for the Amazing Digital Circus, they produced this thing on their own. It was a YouTube series. It blew up. And not only did they get all these millions upon millions of views on this series, now they're putting it out in the theater for the opening weekend on June 4th for the series finale. A brilliant idea, and it's already selling out and doing really, really well. So that, I think, starts out, it's kind of a different age of summer movies, and I'm I think it's going to do extraordinary well, for, considering when you crunch the numbers. June 5th, The Last Whale Singer. I have no idea what that is, but June 5th, you're definitely going to have Power Ballad. Again, not sure what that one is. You guys can tell me. You don't do research? No. Go watch Roca or Campia or somebody else you want research. That's not what I do. Scary Movie 6. And you should watch both those shows, by the way. Scary Movie 6. That one is going to do well. I saw somebody, God bless. I saw somebody in the comments section. They said that movie's going to make $1 billion. He said, will you stop? Stop it. I think it's going to do very well. I think Scary Movie is going to do significantly better comedy-wise than Naked Gun did. I think it's going to do very well. I think the trailer did very well. I think it's going to do very well. But not $1 billion that's crazy. That's crazy talk. That movie will do very well. Now, is it going to be any good? I don't know. That's another. Okay, Power Ballads is Paul Rudd and Joe Jonas. Rudd writes a song, Jonas steals it and becomes a big hit. Okay, that sounds like a streaming movie. So when it comes to Scary Movie, I've been watching. I had never seen them, and I'm like now. I think we're approaching number 4. We took a break on it, Ming and I, because we're going to watch Mortal Kombat, and we're going to get to 4, but we'll get close to it. I agree. Look, King Cal says that people are going to see Scary Movie for the nostalgia aspect of it, and I think yes, but how much can that sustain? In the same way that nostalgia helped for Naked Gun, I think nostalgia will help more for Scary Movie. I think we're both on the same page on that. And the trailer did very well. I also think it's going to cause conversation. Depending on the jokes and those things, because I think they're going to push the limits on some of those jokes. So Wayne's brothers are returning. They haven't been back since Scary Movie 2, I think. Right? 2? Yeah, 2. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But that movie will do well. But the movie to me that has been on my list for obvious reasons, if you've been following my channel or following me long enough, you know about my investment with Masters of the Universe. If you didn't, basically, Masters of the Universe was a property that I loved as a kid. Absolutely loved it. Loved the 80s version of it. Really loved the 2002 version of it on Cartoon Network. When I was working at Joel Silver's company, the script was in turnaround, which meant that studios could grab onto it because they were losing the rights of it. I got a hold of it. I took it around, and I essentially got it picked up at Warner Brothers while I was at Silver. Had an opportunity to continue working on the project, but there was a douche on the loose that was working at Legendary that got involved, and it really left a bad sour taste in my mouth. He sucked eggs, so I left. They didn't really necessarily. They kept it on for a little bit. It had nothing to do with whether I was there or not. Nobody could find a way to do He-Man and Masters of the Universe. Nobody could figure out a way to do it. I always thought it should have been Lord of the Rings meets Star Wars, a little bit more serious tone in the way that they did in 2002. They've tried other approaches throughout the years that have kept falling. Amazon gets a hold of it, gets Travis Knight. Travis Knight, I love Kubo in Two Strings. Love Bumblebee. Really like his approach on movies. So they are doing more of an homage to the 80s animated show, rather. I don't think they're really incorporating the 2002 at all, which is fine. Now, the question to me is going to be, will they have a good balance like Thor Ragnarok, or will they lose that balance with Love and Thunder? Is it going to be like that? I have a friend that saw a screening who said it leans more into Love and Thunder, but everything I've seen in the trailer seems to look balanced to me, and I'm looking forward to it. Really excited for it. Now, could they have just put together some really great trailers? I don't know. But it doesn't take the fact away that I am very, very excited for this movie to see it come alive. And I hope it does really well. I really does. I really does. I really does. I really does. I really, really does. I really do. So can I tell you how happy I am when I see a comment from Thanos Pants now? You guys know the history and the origin story with me and Thanos Pants. The Thanos Pants, he even commented on the workout video yesterday. Thank you, Thanos Pants. He's a member and everything. One of my favorites. Thanos Pants. He's the best. And I see this goes to show that I don't even remember what the initial when Thanos Pants said whatever he said, and I had some kind of riff on him. I don't remember what it was. I just remember that I like Thanos Pants now. Anyway, so we now have Masters of the Universe that I think is going to win that weekend. I think it's going to win that weekend. I think it's going to beat Scary Movie. Another reason why Scary Movie won't make $1 billion, but Scary Movie will do very well that weekend. But I think Masters of the Universe will be the winner of that weekend. So June 12th, I'm going to get 2 back-to-back anticipated movies. Kevin is not on the show, Luke. Stop putting that up there. Luke didn't do that. He's not even in the chat. Okay. So Disclosure Day is the Steven Spielberg UFO movie. And I am really pumped for this one because whether you know or you don't know, been following the topic of UAPs for, I'd say almost shit, man. It's been almost 4 years now, which some people are like, oh, I've been following this shit for 20, 30 years. But I haven't. I've been really diving deep into it for the last probably 3.5 years. 3.5 years, I would say. Right? Is that true? Probably 3.5 years. And anyway, I've been really paying attention to it. I do it my own channel on it. Very curious about what all this stuff with the government and things. And one of the things that I've always talked about, because the government has been trying to, there's 2 stages of the government that have been trying to push for disclosure, then there's others that push back and yada yada. I don't think anything's ever going to happen there because there's just too much red tape and there's too much, crooked shit going on over there. There's a whistleblower named Matt Brown that I talk about, and he always talks about how disclosure will probably come from civilians. Well, I think that Steven Spielberg is a guy that can start more conversation even through the press of this movie. Meaning that when he's sitting down for press, when he's talking about it, he's already mentioned the New York Times article that came out in 2017 that talked about the military videos that came out about UAPs. He's talked about his interest in the subject. He's talked about the hearings that happened. He'll bring more, as people are looking to this movie, he'll bring more notice to that. People will listen more. So, like, oh, really? And maybe they'll look it up, and maybe that's what. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But he'll be talking about it more, which then will lead into the potential Joseph Kaczynski movie that he's supposed to be doing, which will lead into the potential Bob Lazar movie that Colin Trevorrow is supposed to be doing. So, this looks interesting to me because I think this is going to be more Close Encounters than it is War of the Worlds. Meaning, there's going to be more things that I think that he's going to take from files and other things and add it to this fictional story. Emily Blunt and Josh Sullivan? Is that the guy from Knives Out and Challengers? So we'll see. We'll see. I'm really, really excited for this movie. Now, the question is, and this is going to bum me out a little bit too, because I don't know how good this movie's going to do. Someone mentioned that, it costs almost $200 million to make. I don't know if that was smart. Someone said, they were talking about Devil Wears Prada costing every to 120 and 150. That movie's going to make its money back. I'll take the risk on it. I don't know if, because the topic of UAP it's a big topic when you talk about it, especially online. The question is that community going to go out and support the film? And even so, is it enough to justify $200 million? And has Spielberg lost his luster when it's come to blockbuster movies as far as getting people into the theater? I don't know any of the answers to those questions. I have no idea. We're going to find out that opening weekend, but it's still going to be competing against He-Man Weekend 2, the Scary Movie Weekend 2. And then there's a movie called The Furious that comes out from Lionsgate and Stop That Train, which, again, Disclosure Day will be the one. I hope if Disclosure Day is just awesome and everyone is talking about it and they really, you got to ask a lot of questions, which is what I'm hoping. But I'm nervous about the movie. Not its quality. I actually think it's going to be a pretty great movie. I just wonder what kind of interest is going to be there from the public. I don't know what it's tracking yet. I don't know. But Masters of the Universe to me right now, I feel could still be the leader in week 2. I still think it could hold leading into that. So I don't know. How do you guys feel about that one? Moving on over. You got June 19th. B-roll, no idea what that is. Girls Like Girls, Leviticus, movies. Those are smaller movies. The Death of Robin Hood with Hugh Jackman. That's the Robin Hood movie where, you know what? He wasn't really a good guy. They just made stories about him. He's kind of a dick. The only reason I am even curious about it is, two reasons. One, it's A24. Two, it's Hugh Jackman. And from what I saw, little bits of the trailer, was at some movie and they showed the trailer. I didn't want to watch the trailer, but they showed it. And I tried to look away, but it was pretty riveting. It's pretty riveting. So I think it's going to be kind of like that movie that, was it the Eggers one? What's it called? The Viking? The one with what's his face? Skarsgård? Something like that, maybe. But Toy Story 5. I mean, come on. Toy Story 5. It's the 5th one. Another one that I was kind of hesitant to watch the trailer. It's like, I'm going to see it. I don't want to know anything about it. I'm going to walk into it. I'm just going to check it out. But I was with my little one, and the trailer came on, and she goes, Dad, watch with me. So I'm going to say, no, I'm going to go watch it in the theater. Dick move that would have been. I was like, okay, I'll watch it with you. So we watched it, and I was like, more so in this one, because in the 4th one, when they were like, because the 3rd one had such a perfect ending, right? Like, do they need to do a 4th one? And I was never under the camp of, no, they don't need to do another one. I was like, if you find a good story, and I thought the 4th one was good. It's easily, out of the 4 of them, it would probably, to me, rank probably 3, 1, 2, 4. If you are ranking them. And you could even switch out 2 and 1 sometimes. You can even switch out. You can move around 1, 2, and 3. If you ask most people, they're probably all over the place. There's some people who have 2 at number 1, 1 at number 1. I mean, it probably, if we asked the audience today, it'd probably be ranked all over the damn. Northman was a movie I was thinking of. Yes, not the Viking. So yeah, when you get to those movies, you can interchange them. Now, the 4th one, I'm gonna guess that most people are gonna have as their 4. Now, the 5th one, I was like, well, that to me, I'm like, what's gonna be the story now? Everybody's gone. And I saw the trailer, I'm like, that's brilliant. As a parent, take the iPad or the technology aspect versus toys. That's what the first one did. It took that idea of what toys and the way that you played with toys and what could be happening, and like the different toys when you're growing up, a generation like that. It really talked to that generation, and this is talking to this generation with the iPad and all those things. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm on board, and I like that they got to bring back Woody and Buzz to work against the technology. Now, what I assume is going to happen, they're not going to paint the technology as evil the entire movie. I feel by the end of it, technology will wind up being, let's just learn how to use technology responsibly, and they'll be friends with the technology at the end, is what I assume, unless it turns into Skynet. But I am, I'm on board with that one. That's one that's going to destroy. That's going to do so well. And again, as I mentioned all of the time, you got a kids movie coming out, and ain't no other kids movies out at that point. And summer season rather, the vacation is just starting for, well, at least the East Coast schools, and West Coast schools are already out of school. A lot of people are already out of school at that point. So Toy Story 5 is going to annihilate that weekend. That's going to do very, very well. That's going to do well. So Toy Story 5, yeah, because some people are, I don't have an interest in it. It's the same way we talk about like Star Wars. They're not aiming towards you guys. They're aiming towards the new generation. They're aiming towards my 8-year-old. They're aiming towards everyone else, and that's who's going to wind up seeing this. They're going to take, oh, we're out of school. Should we take the kids to the movies? Yeah, let's go take Toy Story. There's a new Toy Story. Let's go. Toy Story's going to crush. So that is going to be big movie on June 19th. So already, it's a hell of a June. Scary Movie, He-Man, The Amazing Digital Circus, Disclosure Day, The Death of Robin Hood, Toy Story 5. And then it doesn't stop. June 26th. June is stacked. June is stacked. So moving into the next week in June, you got the new Jackass movie. I know that trailer came out. I didn't get to it in time. Again, same one. I'll be going and I'll be checking that out in the theater. I'll do an out of the theater reaction to it. You know what I mean? Now it's just people my age and older that are beating the shit out of themselves and doing crazy shit, and I'm all for it. Maybe they bring in some new people too, but we'll see. So I'm on board for that one. I always get a laugh out of those movies. It'll do pretty well. Supergirl, June 26th. Now this is one of the biggest questions of the entire summer is Supergirl. Because if you have Supergirl at that point in time, when it comes out, now this is a big movie for DC. It's the second movie theatrically for them. It is going to be coming out a week after Toy Story 5, which not competing with really the big with that potential audience. It's competing with Disclosure Day, which I don't know by week 3 if it's going to have that much oomph still. Masters Universe will be kind of nearing its or ending its not its run in general, but it'll be slowing down at that point. So Supergirl's in a good spot at June 26th. It's in a good spot. Now the question will be, will they be able to get people outside of the DC bubble or the James Gunn bubble interested in the movie enough to see it? The trailers have done two things. I think for people who are just casual fans, I think it's done its job of getting the notice for it. Has it gotten them interested to seeing in the theater? Opening weekend in June 26th will tell. The other thing that it's done is I think that it's done what these things always do. If you hate James Gunn and you hate him, you're going to talk about how much you hate the movie, and even though he didn't direct it, and you're going to go after it. And then the same thing, if you love James Gunn, you're just going to defend it, and it's going to be those people. What I don't think it's done is get people like me on board, right? Yeah, because I know that the trailer, the comic book itself, as I've mentioned, it comes from a very popular comic book run, Women of Tomorrow, that people rave about, and that the story is just supposed to be one of the best comic book runs ever. It's got Greg Gillespie, who I really enjoy as a director. So those things are where I get hopeful of, okay, well, maybe they deliver once the movie comes out. The trailers to me doesn't seem like Gillespie directed it. Seems like James Gunn directed it, or has a heavy influence in it, which is, again, why is that a bad thing? Because I want to see different versions of it. I want to see different versions of the DC universe. And the music sounded like James Gunn thing. It had a Guardians feel to it. Does that transfer over? And I like Millie Alcock a lot too, by the way. So does it actually deliver when someone like, this is where this all leads up to. I go and I see this movie for the screening and I come out and I go, I don't know what I was, what I was thinking that this movie was going to be a Guardians, but this stands on its own. It's got a great story. Millie Alcock delivers. It's really, I was super invested in it all the way through, and you really get an emotional feel for it. And they really understand the tone, and you can tell this is Greg Gillespie's movie. That's what I hope. And if people feel that way coming out, then this movie can really deliver with the rumored $150 to $200 million budget. It's got to do really, really well, and fans of casual fans have to embrace it. So there is a question mark with this movie. There's a question mark. How is it going to do? I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I'm very interested to see what the tracking for this movie opening weekend is going to be. All right. So if we go through all of June, you got Supergirl, Jackass, Toy Story 5, The Death of Robin Hood, Disclosure Day, Masters of the Universe, Digital Circus. I think I said Scary Movie 6. Okay, so the movie that I think is going to do the best for that month is going to be Toy Story. Toy Story will be, I think Toy Story will be the biggest out of both June and May. Both of those. So far, Toy Story will be the reigning champion. I think He-Man will be a close second. But I think that right now you've got those Toy Story, not close second, distant second. Toy Story will be the number one for those 2 months. So what do you guys make of it? What do you think? Do you think out of all, let me ask you, I'm going to ask the same question. maybe you're watching this on the Clips channel and you haven't seen the question yet, so I'll ask it again. Out of those movies that I mentioned that are coming out in June, is there a movie, multiple movies, you've got to see in the theater? You're you have to check it out in the theater. You're not going to wait for streaming. You got to go into the theater and you got to check it out. What movie is that? Is it double? Is there a movie that you say, you know what? I wasn't going to see it, but now after the hype and everything else, I've been hearing more about it. Now I'm interested more than I was, or the opposite. Like I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait to see what people say about it before I even check it out, or I'm just going to wait for streaming. Put your thoughts in there. All right. So we're into June. We finished June. Now we're getting into July. This is the meat. July is usually the meat. That's usually when the bangers come out. That's usually when the winners of the summer usually come out is July. That's usually when people are seeing movies and the big heavyweights come out to fight. August is usually like, all right, we're slowing down. We'll get one or two, and then everything starts to slow down. Then we push into September. But July is usually the big one. So let's see if that's the case. I believe it is, but let's double check. Here's July. So we're going to start with July 1st. And I mentioned Toy Story would be running. Well, it's going to be knocked out of its perch as far as the number one kids movie at that point with Minions and Monsters. You never count out these damn Minions movies, ever. I'm going to look at the last Minions. Is it, no, it's a Despicable Me. The last one was Despicable Me, right? So Despicable, was it 3? I think it was 3. I don't even know how many of these freaking things are. No, it was 4. It must have been 4, right? Is it 4? Holy crap, it was 4. Despicable Me 4 was the one that came out. And see, I remember when that movie came out, and I said, that movie's going to make $1 billion. And then it was started to start off slow. I'm like, oh, maybe not. Maybe not. It ended its run at 972. And it was not one of those movies that everyone talked about. It just wasn't. But it made that much. Despicable Me 3 was 2017. That made $1 billion. So let's see Minions. I don't know how many Minions movies there are. The Minions movie was the first one. Okay, so there's only one so far. Minions 2015, and that made 1.1 billion. The Minions. So is there Minions 2? I don't know. Not sure. Minions and More. I don't know what Minions and More is. What is that? Okay, no. So it's just, this is the second, the Minions Rise of Gru. Is that it? Oh, there you go. Minions Rise of Gru. 940 million. Okay. So yeah, this movie's gonna annihilate. It's gonna annihilate. This is another movie that, as I mentioned with Toy Story is you're in the thick of the summer. Kids love the Minions. They love them. So you're looking, this movie could reach $1 billion. This is one of those movies that could reach $1 billion. It's going to knock everything out. It's going to push Toy Story. Toy Story will have come out at a good time where it's going to start losing its run. But as a parent, you're going to be in a good place in general to say, all right, we missed Toy Story. We're going to see Toy Story? Sure. We also got Minions. What do you want to do? Either one. Give the kids a shot here. We can go. And so this goes back to my earlier point where you're getting back to that old school movie thing of like, you got Toy Story over here, you got Minions over here. There's a lot going on at the movie theater so far. So I'm going to say that Minions and Monsters is going to absolutely annihilate. And I have no idea what it's about. It's about the Minions. That's all you need to know. Any Minions are like that, the magic sauce, man. Like anytime it's a preview or anything to a Minion shows up, what the hell did I just see? In the Mario movie, there was like an homage to the Minions, and they opened up with some kind of little thing with the Minions. Everybody, the kids love the Minions. Minions there is no Minion fatigue. You might have Minion fatigue, but clearly, they're gonna make so much money on this movie. It's gonna do very well because that last Despicable Me movie is not great, but it did almost $1 billion. So never count that out. That's gonna be big. So right now, that movie to me so far, it has already, even on the first week, I've already said, where I said Toy Story will probably be the big winner of May and June. I already think Minions will make more than Toy Story overall. All right. So the next July 3rd is Young Washington. I don't know what that is. But July 10th, Evil Dead Burn. Now, there's a new Evil Dead movie. Apparently, someone said that The Mummy, The new Mummy Lee Cronin movie is tied into that universe, obviously with Lee Cronin's involvement with that last Evil Dead movie. I don't know if that's true or not. No clue. Don't know what Evil Dead Burn is about. Not really sure. I'll be there to see it. Always has its audience, so we'll see. Moana, the live action Moana, July 10th. Now, this is the same conversation I'm going to have that I had about the Mufasa movie. I had this conversation with my producer Luke, and we had an ongoing bet when we first started collaborating together around that time. And I think Sonic 3 was coming out around the same time that Mufasa was coming out. And he said Sonic 3 is going to do so much better than Mufasa. I said, you are a crazy person. And he said, no, are we talking about Sonic being better? Sonic 3 is a far superior movie overall and a much better movie than Mufasa. But there's no world where it was going to make more. And it didn't. Mufasa, if I'm going to look at Mufasa, I think Mufasa cleared 800, if not more than that. Mufasa, no, it didn't, but it made 722. Still a lock. And Sonic 3 did 492. Wasn't too outside of the box. 500. It wasn't a crazy prediction, but those live action movies do very well. That Moana trailer is the same damn movie in the same way that Lion King was the same movie. It's the same movie. People want to see live action. People want to see it. Again, the question will be, though, because if you're looking from July 1st, it's 9 days later from Minions into Moana. But are people going to get over that wig? I don't know. I think they will be. But Moana will do very well that opening weekend. And I think it's going to crush. I think it's going to do really, really well. I do not see okay. That's my thing. I see someone in the comment, it's going to bomb. It looks like shit. Yeah, it looks like shit. It has nothing to do with anything. It's nothing to do with anything. You cannot. Let me ask you a question for the person who said that. Eric, do you have children? Yes or no? That's what I want to know. Because if no, then no, you're not going out to buy a ticket and go see it. People with kids, you going to see it? I guarantee you, most people, if you're going to the theater and they're going to want to see it. So if you don't have kids, Eric, you're not going to be an authority on this topic. Moana is going to do very well in the theater. So that one comes out, and we shall see how it's going to do. And let's see. Right now, that comes out July 10th. So you got the Minions, that wins that weekend. Moana, that wins that weekend. This is when it starts to get nasty. Here come the contenders for the title. The Odyssey. The Odyssey comes out on July 17th and is easily one of the most anticipated movies, not just with the film community. I was at my buddy James's house the other night. I'll tell you a stupid story. My wife, she ordered 8 single russet potatoes on Amazon. They brought us 8 bags of potatoes. So I was riding around the neighborhood dropping off bags of potatoes to people. But I went to my friend James and I dropped off a bag of potatoes at his house. And I was talking to him and he goes, you know what movie I really want to see? Because I haven't been in the movie since when I went to Deadpool and Wolverine. I was like, what do you want to see? He's like, it's an Odyssey movie. It's an Odyssey movie. It looks good. This Odyssey movie. My daughter, my 14-year-old, wants to see the Odyssey. Everybody wants to see the Odyssey. Everybody. My cousin, it's like, hey, if you have a +1, can you take me to see the Odyssey? Everybody wants to see the Odyssey. Nolan is one of those rare. He's like the superstar director. He like most people, even the casual fans, know Nolan and want to see. A lot of casual fans don't really know directors, pay attention to directors. People know Nolan. Nolan almost made $1 billion about a movie about Oppenheimer. It's crazy. You would never in a million years have said, if you would ask me back then, I'm like, yeah, but we probably make $500-600 million, maybe like $950 million, whatever it made. Crazy. So I'm gonna say this movie is going to annihilate opening week. It's gonna have Nolan's biggest opening weekend ever. It's gonna be his biggest opening weekend, even bigger than any Dark Knight movie, bigger than any Inception. It's gonna be his biggest movie opening ever. It's gonna be massive. It's gonna be a movie that people are gonna be talking. You get the turds that are going, it's not historically accurate. Just stop it. Stop it. Idiots who are doing that online. But other than that, this movie is going to do so well, and it's going to push everything out of whatever's in number one. It won't be. It'll be gone. Moana will not be number one 2 weeks in a row. There's no world that will happen with the Odyssey going to be there. The cast is insane. The overall look of what they've done so far for people who have seen already the first. I don't know why people do that too. They do that themselves. I guess they showed it. They've showed like the first 13 or 14 minutes or whatever. They showed a whole bunch opening sequence. I can't remember, but they showed a lot of it. I wouldn't want to see any of it. I'm done with the actual trailers. I'm done with all of it. I don't want to see any more of it. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that movie. It is easily my most anticipated movie of the year. Of the year. That's one of those hard questions of like, if you could only see one movie, what are you seeing? And it's got to be the Odyssey. Can't wait. So 7 minutes. Someone said that and someone said they saw it. Maybe it really is a good marketing tool because it's probably like a 2 hour and 40-minute movie, 2 hour 30-minute movie. So you see 7 minutes of it to get you hyped about it. Yeah, someone that said it's going to do better than Troy. Of course, it's going to do better than Troy. I don't think Troy did that well in the theater. They're going to do better than Troy. I mean, I bet Troy overall. I'm going to say Troy made $300 million worldwide. No, made almost $500 million for 2004. It's pretty not bad. $500 million. Okay, yeah, it's going to do much better than Troy. It's going to do very, very well. So I even have it. I don't know if I have it beaten. The thing is, I still don't know if I have it beating Minions overall with its grand box office, because again, power of the kids movie, but the Odyssey will win that weekend and then some. And then we move on. So we then have Motor City. Don't know what that is. Not sure. Leading into July 31st, I Want Your Sex. Sure. Don't know what that is. Spider-Man Brand New Day. Tom Holland is in the Odyssey. Tom Holland will dethrone the Odyssey on July 31st with Spider-Man. Yet another movie that is going to crush. Look at July. July is an absolute beast for theater. There's going to be so much money flowing into theaters in July. It's going to be crazy. Minions and Monsters, Evil Dead, Moana, The Odyssey, Spider-Man. Now, Spider-Man is going to be a massive, massive film for a lot of different reasons. One, it is the follow-up to No Way Home, which was a $1.5 billion movie or whatever it was, or more. I can't remember, 1.8. I can't remember what it was, but it was a massive movie that had Garfield and Maguire returning in the movie itself. It was right after it was like the pandemic was starting to people were going back to the theaters. It was one of the first bigger movies once people were going back to the theaters. And this is a follow-up to that movie. It is way later. People are going to the theater all the time now. And Marvel needs their all-stars back. Spider-Man is one of their big all-stars. And we're going to follow up of what happened to Spider-Man with those events. And then it also leads into our storyline with Doomsday. You're also putting the Punisher in there. You got the Hulk in there. We're looking at a big. This is $1 billion movie. I think Odyssey, Minions, and Spider-Man could all hit $1 billion. Now, my question is, and I don't know the answer. Somebody can maybe tell me this. I don't know if Luke is in the chat or not, but has there ever been a summer or any year? Has there ever been a year where there have been $3 billion movies in 1 month? Um, I don't know the answer. I think the answer is maybe, but Minions, Odyssey, and Spider-Man all have the opportunity to hit a billion. Spider-Man, out of those three movies, someone said in the chat, Spider-Man has the best shot out of all of those to hit 2 billion. I agree. I agree. Um, I think that is very possible, especially if it's good, especially if it leads into the events of Doomsday. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're all going to do it, but they certainly have a shot. But what a July, what a summer thus far. So I will out of those three movies, what I think is going to make the most, what I think is going to win that month is going to be Spider-Man. I think out of all the movies I mentioned so far, I think Spider-Man will be the winner of all of those months. And I guess spoiler, I don't think there's anything in August. I think Spider-Man will be the biggest moneymaker of the summer. Spider-Man's going to make a lot, and I think Spider-Man's going to do really good. I really like what the director did with Shang-Chi minus the end, but that wasn't his fault. And I loved what he did with Wonder Man. And I think he's got a hold on what he wants to do here with Spider-Man. So this is solid. This is solid. So the question for I guess I'm talking to the Clips channel here too. If you haven't watched the previous videos, is there a movie out of the ones I just mentioned in July that you got to see in the theater? Is it the Odyssey? Is it Spider-Man? Is it Minions? Is it Moana? Is it any of these movies? Are the ones that you can miss? Are the ones you definitely be checking it out? What say you? Put your thoughts in there and let me know. All right, so we wind out the entire summer movie season with August. Now, as I said, traditionally August is like you'll get a couple movies maybe up top that will do pretty well or people will see, and then by the end of it, you get like a couple horror movies that leads us into September. But August 7th, Ice Cream Man, One Night Only, Super Troopers 3, which could be a surprise hit for the budget that it's at. August 14th, Paw Patrol, yet another movie for kids that it's going to be coming out, and that's the Dino movie. The first one did pretty well, so that one could do good. That's even for younger kids also, so that might be good. The End of Oak Street, which is an interesting movie that's the Anne Hathaway movie. That one could deliver. But you see the difference in quality as far as the big popcorn, huge movies and more of like the intricate stories here. And then you get Hotspot and Insidious out of the further. Yes, as I said, the horror movies start to pop in there. Mutiny. August 28th is Cliffhanger. There's a remake, Coyote versus Acme. I really just blew through August because you kind of hit all the big stuff once July hits. August, you start to wither down. People start going back to school. Other things start happening, and the studios spent their money really on the big stuff from like May to June. But you'll have a couple of those horror movies. You'll have things that'll pop in August, but you're gonna make your bread and butter during those first 3 months. What do you think, guys? Put your thoughts in there. Let me know. What's anything in August? And I guess you don't really necessarily, Jonathan, have to clip out August because we just kind of blew through it. But there's really nothing out there that I think, as far as a summer movie preview, that, um, I think to spend too much time on. But there you go. And someone makes a good point. I think that August will still, because Spider-Man comes out at the last weekend of July. So Spider-Man will kind of rule August. Odyssey will still be ruling August. Those movies in July will still be ruling August. And that's another reason why they don't have too much competition with this movie, because the smaller ones, we just need to make this. It's just the big dogs are still in the theater. Just make a little bit here. We spent this much here. Let's just make that back and let's get the fuck out of Dodge. And that's what's going to happen. So what do you guys think? You like it? You not like it? Put your thoughts in there. What do you think? Luke wrote, based on historical global box office data, there has not been a single month where 3 different movies released and all reached $1 billion in global revenue within that same month. Well, I don't think it's going to happen within the same month. I don't think it'll happen in the same month. While 2019 saw 7 movies gross over 1 billion total, they did not reach that milestone within the same 30-day period. Yeah, I don't think it'll happen in 30 days. I don't think it's going to happen in 30 days. I'm just curious with the movies that have all dropped within like out of the billion-dollar movies that came out, whether it was 2019 or whatever, were any of them, all three of them dropped in the same month? Like it was Fast and the Furious, Avengers, I'm sure at one month, those two, maybe there was two in the same month. I can't remember. It was so long ago, but there was $7 billion films, I believe. No, but yeah, 2019 there was 7. I know, but my question is, out of those $7 billion movies, how many of them dropped in the same month? You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm curious about. The answer is it might have very well happened. I'm not sure. Okay. So there you go. That's the summer movie preview. That's what we did. A lot of great stuff, man. There's a lot of stuff, and I'm sure there's some stuff too. And I'm looking forward to doing the fall movie preview. Fall movie previews are always my favorite, to be honest. Also, because that's when I start to like dive in and see like what I'm expecting, what's coming out, like the Oscar type movies, those things that I hadn't heard about, the things that are starting to get the hype. I like those kind of movies a lot. There's usually the ones that normally land in my top 10 of the year are those movies that come out in the fall. That's another thing I'd like to see. I'd like to see out of the movies that I did the my most anticipated for how many actually landed in my top 10, and then in the fall movie preview, how many actually landed in my top 10. Anyway, so get your thoughts in there. I want to know. Okay, look, we got 31 questions so far. I think that's pretty damn good. Like I said, we're doing single shows this week. And I've been, here I'll be back. There's a slight possibility. I'll make an announcement on the community page or anything too if I decide. I'm either one of two things going to happen tomorrow, because I have a thing I got to go to early in the morning tomorrow, my time. I'm either going to start the show a half an hour late tomorrow, or I'm just not going to do a show. I don't know yet. I'm not sure. Friday I'll be back for sure, but Thursday, tomorrow there's a possibility, but I'll let everybody know for sure. It's just a matter of if I can get here in time. All right, go pal. I think it was Dan who mentioned that all the buzz says Circus's Animal Farm gives every indication of entirely missing the point of the book. Yeah, I mean I'll tell you that my daughter felt that way. Trailer, she couldn't believe it, and she had read the book. She couldn't believe it. She was very upset about it. Comic Lover, a week's worth of Christian content? Yes, please. I want all the silliness and grumpiness and laughter you bring. Thank you so much. Seriously though, you bring us so much joy, dude. Keep up the good work. What a very nice thing to say. Thank you. Very kind of you. That's very nice. And again, I got so much it's so much love yesterday for that. I don't know if I'd be able to do it. Let me see, because I could play that video so you guys can see it from Ming. Because I really want him. I would love for his stuff to pop. I would love for you guys to check it out. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. It's a short video. It's only if you guys didn't see it, I'm gonna play it for you.
What's up, guys? It's Ming. You should all know me from Kristian's channel. So basically, I'm starting my own fitness channel. Been doing this thing for 32 years, so I figured I'd share my journey with you and hopefully motivate some people and get people involved in it, in fitness. So I've been training Kristian for the last year. So we're going to take you through his arm routine today. Just one exercise per routine. Take it from there. So Kristian's doing cambered bar curls right now. It's a great move. Close grip. Actually, wide grip, my fault.
How many sets I'm doing?
It's excellent. Yeah. I wasn't really counting, but that's all right. We'll get you in there. This has made big old progress here. I'm not sure exactly how much weight he's down, but he'll let us know. Yeah, dude. Get a little lower. Get a little more of that stretch in there. Bring the arms down straight. There you go. Good. All right, guys. Preacher curl bench. This is the machine, so it's got weight rack on it. But no different than doing it with a cambered bar or an easy curl bar. Angled pad like that. That's your preacher curl. Isolates the bicep, the lower head of the bicep. Nice deep stretch, Kristian. Good. Squeeze at the top. Don't take the weight off at the top. There you go. Get that nice burn. Yep. It's good shit. Good stuff. All right, so Christian's a little pissing and moaning. I told him to drop the weight, but I need him form first, 100% form first. If not, shoulder injury, tear a bicep. You don't want any of that happening. There you go, crossbody, squeeze at the top. Even if you get a 1 second pause, I like that too. And controlled on the way down, get that negative. That's what tears that muscle fibers apart. And that's what makes the muscles grow. Good form, bro. Much better. Much better. Christian came a long way, man, in the past year. Diet. Gonna put a video together too. Gonna give him a macro plan. So we're gonna get that posted over here as well.
All right. Again, props to Ming for doing it. And the reason why we did that yesterday is he's starting his own YouTube channel and he's putting things together and he's really working hard on it. So so someone asked me this question yesterday, which is a great question. They said, well, I'm kind of a newbie to the gym. Is it just for people who've been working out for a while? I was like, no. He's going to be basically doing, he's going to give tips to people who've been doing it for a while. He's been doing it for like 32 years, but he's going to be giving tips to people for a while, but it's more so also for letting people feel encouraged. Like I was super intimidated kind of going back in there. And he got me on this thing where I felt comfortable. And you saw it at the end there where he's like, don't worry about that. Cause I was like, I have these weights. I know I can do 35s and I was going to do 40s on these. He's like, don't drop to 25 and just get the form and do that. And that's the most important. Don't blow your shoulder out as long as you're getting the reps and you're doing the form. And he says that kind of stuff. And he talks about diet. So it'll be really helpful for people. So I'm excited to help him kind of launch that. It'll be great. So, yeah. So, and it's funny too. Someone said, so the bicep workout is only 3 exercises. Yeah, it's all you need. Because I felt the same way too, right? I was like, oh, there's only 3 exercises. I'm like, that's it. I'm like, are you supposed to do more? And he's like, no. And there's nothing that when you look at that dude's body and you look at Ming, he's jacked. You go, I think he knows what he's doing. So if he tells me 3, then we do 3. I mean, we actually did, because the thing is, we didn't just do biceps yesterday. We did chest and biceps. So chest, there was like 5 exercises than that. So it changes. So that same thing, triceps is only 3, and it's just consistency and doing it 4 days a week. You do the exercises. So that's what I've been doing. So okay, again, when I'll let you know when we have Ming's channel launched, so you guys can go and subscribe over there because it'll be worth it. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Disclosure Day for the win. I sure hope so, horror sci-fi. I really hope so. I hope it does really, really well. I hope it crushes. Carlton Rudder, London calling. What's up, Carlton? Sorry I've been away. Caught Epps on catch up. So this idiot driver gave me a load of abuse yesterday. I put my window down and I said, "Food dog, homie, who?" He thought I was on drugs. Did you really? Love that you did that. It's so good.
Food dog? Homie? Who?
Did you say it like that? I hope that you said it like that. See, that would be great. I really hope you said it like that. Roku, Kristian, I was curious. Do you know the Mortal Kombat characters and lore? Have you played the game? So I played Street Fighter. I know better. I played Street Fighter more when I was a kid, but I did play Mortal Kombat. I've told the story about Barnaby, and the whole stealing Mortal Kombat stuff and all that. So I was aware of it for sure, and I played it when I worked at that movie theater, and so I don't know the lore as much, but I remember, and I'd seen the '95 movie, so I know Cage and Scorpion and Sub-Zero and enough that I'm not like just completely like, who are those people? Raiden. I know the characters enough. I'm not like, I definitely know more about Street Fighter than I do Mortal Kombat, but not enough where I'll be lost if that's helpful at all. Okay, again, 41. So let's do 60 today. How about that? With 45 minutes to go. Mad Dog. Allison's. Hey, why'd you take it off? Cut it out, Luke. Allison's third son, Darian, if the show doesn't screw it up, should be one of your favorites. At least he's one of my favorites. The show scares me with George R.R. Martin. I guess he's not there. I'm happy because I know how unhappy, and that's not why I'm happy, but I know there are a lot of people who are unhappy with season 2. Sam and I have just finished episodes 1 and 2 of season 2. And it's the same thing I said with season 8 of Game of Thrones. I liked season 2 of House of Dragon. I liked it when I saw it the first time, and I like it again because I know where we're leading to. And it's not, and I get, I mean, we didn't get that ultimate big thing that you were gonna get, but we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Um, and I really love this show. I loved House of the Dragon season 1. I loved season 2. I loved watching 1 again, and I love watching 2 again. So I'm excited to learn all these characters for sure of the newer ones that are coming in. So I'm curious to see if that indeed is accurate. So I love the show. I absolutely love the show. I think it's underrated. I think it's underrated. Trey Porter, 1 out of 2. 2012 was when it was Hathaway versus Jennifer Lawrence, theater kid versus cool girl media narrative. Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Plus, it was customary for a celeb to have a period where the media turns on them. Also true. Yeah, I think Chalamet is in that right now. But you're right, Trey, 100%. Sturdeman, I'll have to come back and watch this later, but what kids' movies are you anticipating and why? Toy Story 5, Moana, Minions, something else? Thanks. So kids' movie for me that I am looking forward to taking my kid to is definitely Toy Story 5 because of that trailer, because I go through that with the technology. I'd like to smash their iPads with a hammer if I could. I shouldn't have bought it for them in the first place. But yeah, I just wanted to play with it. It's freaking dolls that are sitting there and everything. To play with the dolls. Don't worry about the iPad. So yeah, Toy Story for me, for sure. Nathan Drake, if Supergirl does poorly with reviews and box office, what are the chances that Gunn goes on Twitter and has a rant about it? A rant, I mean, if he goes and you mean a rant about blaming people about why he didn't do well? I don't think that he would do that. I think that if people are going on the attack against him because of it, he'll probably put some defense tweets out there and stuff too, but I don't think so. He's got one get out of jail free card if it doesn't do well. Meaning that he'll have Superman Man of Tomorrow, because if Superman Man of Tomorrow follows up and does well, you can have a miss. You can have a miss. Now he's in the microscope a little bit more so, especially with the merger. But I don't know. I think if they're lucky, the movie will break even. I think if they're lucky. If it indeed costs 150 to 200. I don't know if we'll ever find out the real numbers on. I don't know. Darian, what's up, Darian? What up, Christian? Been a minute, man. Hope all's well with you. Just posted an interview on my channel with Jania Walton, BB Aldrich from Daredevil. Let me see if that's the one who I think. Hold on. Let me see. Give me a second. Where is she? Oh, yeah, she's really good. She's good. She's really good in the show. That's great. Born Again, would love for you to check it out. I will check it out. Let me know. You send me a link. I'll check that out. I got to catch up on episode 7. I got to catch out on episode 7. I got to catch out episode 7. I need to watch Mall. Still haven't done that. So I'm probably going to wind up next week releasing big bulk videos. I'll have to do 7 and 8 for Daredevil, and then I'll probably have to do 7, 8, 9, and 10 for Mall next week. And I totally missed it. Ron H, you missed on the May list a film I think is going to make $1 billion easy. F Toys, with a title like that. How can I make money? It'll make money on Brazzers. Simescape, do you think we'll ever see anything else from the Cobra Kai universe again? Something with Johnny or Daniel, maybe a prequel series of Miyagi. That was the rumor. The rumor was that they were going to do a prequel series with Miyagi. And that's why they were kind of setting him up, a couple different times throughout it of kind of his younger years and the things that he did. I don't know if it's a matter of strike while the iron's hot. That's just, you get to a place sometimes that if the iron cools a little bit and they go, I don't know if anybody wants it anymore. How much is it going to cost? Usually what happens. But if there's a story, look, if anybody could do it, it's the guys. They could definitely make it happen, and I'm sure they have a story for it. So there's a possibility. So the answer is, do I think we'll ever see anything else again? I think we'll see something. Because those Josh and Hayden and John, they're just so nice, and they're creative, and they're really good people that I think they'll get on the door and they'll get something for sure. Nathan Drake, why doesn't PLD coast with you on these shows? Well, PLD, his internet connection's worse than Mike's, and he's also producing from the side. I don't know what you mean. Simascape, why do you think we've never gotten a live action The Iron Giant movie? Great question. I think it would translate well to live action. Would love to see it. It's a great question. They absolutely was there rumor? I feel like there's a rumor that they were doing that. Absolutely, they could do that, and I don't know why they haven't. I don't have an answer for why they haven't. With all the other shit that they've done. Rick's top picks. Good morning, Christian. Appreciate the earlier show. Thank you. Nice to hear movie news while taking kids to school. By the way, go Spurs, go. You know what I have to look at, by the way, because I was very curious about how that's going to play. Because I know, like last night, Sam left last night. We got out early enough that we were able to go back and she watched because the Knicks 3-2, by the way. But I'm hoping that the Knicks have a run. I need them to have a run. I need them to have the run. We got to have a run. I mean, they haven't won championships in the 70s? Oof. Nathan, Kazakh Bosman, Finstock. I don't know if I've ever laughed as hard as I laughed in that match. It was Finstock versus Nost, and it was me and Campia on the desk, and it was just some of the best comedy, unintentional comedy ever. With what Finstock did, the fumbling of the board and the Kazakh Bosman. It's just brilliant. If you haven't had a chance to go and check out the Schmodown match on the Schmodown channel, Nost versus Finstock, and if you don't get a laugh at that Kazakh Bosman and the bumbling of the whiteboard, then I don't understand you as a person, because to me it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Paul Constantine Walker, it's absolutely. I like how you did that too, by the way, so you can get in there. But where is this thing? That is a clip that you just throw at somebody randomly.
Walker told me I had AIDS.
Yeah. Okay. Simascape, with a movie reboot of Miami Vice set in the 80s. Oh, is it set in the 80s? Okay, I'd love to see a Magnum PI movie also set in the 80s. Maybe it could be a shared universe. I like that they're going to set it in the 80s. It gives it more of that feel. It gives it more of that that authenticity, for sure. I didn't know that was the case. If that is, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. GoPal gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, GoPal. How nice is that? Thanks, GoPal. Hey, Mr. CJ, have you have some over under on these summer movies as far as box office goes? That one I'd have to probably do with people on the show, right? Because I'd probably set it at a certain number and then see what they thought. So I don't know if I have anything up top. Nathan Drake, hate more, Celtics or Red Sox? Red Sox all day long. Marvin 5668, 2026 is fire. Thank God for AMC A-list. That's a great point. That's a great point. I think that summer would be enough of a reason to join A-list. 100%. Deandra Mosley, do you think August 28th is a good date for Coyote versus Acme? I think August is a good date for it, because it gives you're out of the way of any of the huge kids movies that could potentially knock it out of contention doing any money, but you're giving enough time to say, okay, let's see what we can do, make some money. The only problem is a lot of people are going back to school at that point. But weekends are weekends, but there's a shot that it could do pretty well. I hope it does well. I hope it does. I'd like to see a movie like that do well. Live Daily, loving the new lineup. Smets on Wednesday is fire. You planning to still switch days around like you told Roxy? Keep IP the great work, Christian. I don't know yet. I have to figure. Here's again. I'm always kind of up, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about this too. Monday has its stride with me and Roka. Like we have our conversations. Like I've known him for such a long time, and we have that back and forth, and we hit things. It's almost like a talk radio show. Tuesday is that kind of lunatic show with Mike and Roxy, and I kind of almost am willing to say let's just keep trying to figure out what we can do with him, because the dynamic is there. I don't know yet. Wednesday, Smets. Thursday and Friday, I got to figure out, because I love Steph and Winston and Chris so much. Like they're some of my favorite people in the world. I got to find something different to spice up the shows on Thursday and Friday, make it a little different and utilize their strengths. They're so good. They're so good. I just got to figure out what that is. I don't know what it is yet. So I haven't really figured out yet what to do on those because I got to figure it out because I want to make it work. CinemaScape. It sucks. The closest theater to me is over 4 hours away, so I don't get to see movies in theaters. That does suck. I plan to move next year, so that'll finally change. That's great. I love that. I love that. Good. Congratulations. It's a lot of fun to do for sure. They're going to the movies. It's such a great feeling. Hey, Mr. TJ, I know 87 Masters Universe is bad, but I still love it. That's fair. So, CinemaScape, will you ever have JT or Dagnino on the show? I'll tell you, if I had either one of them, more likely is probably JTE. Not for any other reason except that how I'm going to actually get, Finstock off the golf course. So there you go. Let's see. Next one. Johnny Patriza. Really enjoyed the Game of Thrones rewatch. I don't like some of the changes the show made. I was disappointed we didn't see Jon and the other Stark kids war. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's from the book stuff. I didn't know enough about it, so it doesn't bother me, but it certainly there's a lot of things that bothered people that it was missed out on for sure. Nathan Drake. Dark Knight Rises did 160 million domestic opening weekend. It's a lot. That's a lot. Odyssey's got a shot to beat that. Odyssey's got a shot. Trey, May 2007, Spider-Man 3, Shrek the Third, and Pirates of the World's End. All three of those made $1 billion? Oh, okay. No. None of them made $1 billion, but that's the closest we were. The movies, that three did one in a month. Okay. So we have never done it. I think we have a shot to do that this year. That's good. Good stat. And then the most important of the whole day.
Fukak? How me? You?
Grimbear, I hope you're having a good day, brother. I am. Thank you. Hope you are too. I need an apple, though. Badgers fan. Woo! There he is. Paige, when the launch of the pilot is there, when the launch of the pilot, is there a way to do a live stream so we can give you your flowers? Thank you. When we launch the pilot, something like when we air it, I mean, sure, if that comes out, there's going to be so much that goes into that page, like for an example, the best scenario, the scenario that we all hope happens. We get the pilot shot, we shoot the pilot, we sell the pilot, we go to series. That if there is if it's someone picks it up and goes to series, I would absolutely do a live stream for it, 100%. The worst case scenario, we shoot the pilot, no one buys it, never goes to series, and I do a live stream of the pilot to air it for the first time. Sure. I hope that's a scenario that we don't run into, but but sure. The answer is yes. The answer is yes. In one way or another, we could do something for fun. Shay Markel, thank you for asking that. Shay Markel, what's up, bro? At this time, what do you say to the notion that Tom and Zendaya may bring more eyes to the Odyssey than Nolan himself? Best wishes. That I don't agree with that. I think they're going to help, but I don't agree with that. No. Michael Vanderham, do you ever watch Pumping Iron to get motivated? No, I've seen it before and it's brilliant, but I haven't watched it in a very long time. Stellar Space, looking huge, Harloff. I wouldn't go that far. I would just say, again, it was a matter of it was just like to get myself feeling better. Like I was watching, and you don't even realize it. I mean, I am so unhealthy, out of shape when I was watching the Avengers Endgame reaction, the first reactions I was doing with Sam, and my head is this big, and I'm like, how come you guys didn't tell me? Thank you for being nice, but I mean, shit. I was like, it was just because I was eating like a asshole when I got here too. Because when I was in LA, I was eating well. I just wasn't working out, but I was eating well. And I got here and I just started eating like an idiot. I mean, when I was working all the time and I was meatball sandwiches and stuff, and the next thing I know, I was like, it was brutal. But I don't eat like that anymore, and I don't and I'm taking care of myself. Shay, 5 memberships. Thank you, Shay. Missing the games this week. I needed my weekly fix. Stellar Space. I love hearing that, and I'm happy you said that. I'm bummed as well, but have no fear. I talked to look, Kevin and I text literally every day for quite a while about ideas and different things, and he's pumped up thinking about it too. We have tons of games and ideas and things that we're going to do. So much so that I think Wednesday is going to really start to cut out a lot of the movie stories unless there's something big that happens. The majority of it will be the games and conversations. Lincoln West, have a great day, Christian. Here's support. Thank you, Lincoln. Very nice. We're at 48, guys. I think we can do 60. Just need 12. I think we can do it. Go, pal. I was always told to pair chest, tries, back, and biceps. Yeah, so that's not. I've definitely done that before too. That's what I was doing. We switched it up. I was doing chest and tries, back, and biceps, and at one point we were doing chest and back, which is that's a lot. But right now it's chest and buys and then tries and back. But we switch it up. But yeah. Carlton, I said it exactly like that, and he freaked out. I love that. Oh my God. Next time you gotta record yourself. Sean, very kind of you, Sean. Very excited for this summer lineup. I think tonight I'll gather the wife and kids and hold a small council meeting. We'll need to pick and choose which films to see. Life's expenses. I name you Sir Christian to movie night. Now, here's a question for you, Sean, and I don't know the answer to this. Because like the other commenter just said, is it worth it at this point to do AMC, the AMC thing, the pass thing for stubs or whatever the fuck it's called for everybody at this point? Can you do that? Like how many? I don't know what the overall deal is. I can't remember, but is that maybe that's something to look at? Is how much that would cost you for May until August, and then look at the movies that you were going to see. Say, okay, we were going to see 7 movies. It's actually cheaper for us to all just get the passes. Not like they're not sponsors. I'm just saying, helping you with financially if that does help. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe the answer is like, no, it actually would be cheaper for us to just go and see the movies. Jess Fos, hey Christian, any advice for soon to be dad? Well, I mean, look, this is the same thing. First of all, get as much rest now as you can, and I'm not shitting you, because it goes away fast. The rest, and you're not going to be catching up on. You got to try to catch up wherever you can get it, and then just help your partner out in anything that they need. That's what you got to do. And congratulations, absolutely amazing. Maul is a must-watch Star Wars for me. How many seasons? Nathan, I don't know the answer to that yet, because I gotta finish the series first of all and see where they leave it. But people are loving it. People really like the last 2. I'm bummed that I missed the last 2. But maybe I'll just record them tomorrow and just air them next week. I might do that because I don't want to like not watch it. I really like that show. Let's see. LJ Films and Gaming. Hi. Hello. All being well, I'll finish my short film in May. Shout out to Panda44 Discord member for helping with the sound. That's so great. This community is the best. It is. And how many people are actually in the Discord now? I hope that more of you guys are joining there for that reason alone. There's so many great conversations, and people are really nice there. It's a cool little get together, hangout place. Robbie M finished Daredevil episode 7. Damn, it's great. Cheers. It's really, really good. Nathan Drake, I'm gonna spam Futog Hammy on Hot Mic too. Don't bother them anymore. Don't bother. Do it on other shows. Do it on other shows and don't spam it. You just gotta sign off with it. Spamming it seems that's harassment. I would just do something like randomly. If someone is streaming, you just put Futog Hami Who and make them read it, and then I don't know what that means. That's enough. Ron H. Fun fact: both Pornhub and Brazzers were founded right here at home, early 2000s, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and we love our sexiness here. Well, look, doing the work. GoPal, I have yet to find a decent chicken parm sandwich since moving back to Northern Virginia. Well, good luck. In 18, so every so often I get a craving. It's always bad. Yeah, I mean, like I said, good luck. They have a lot of great. I mean, here you're not going to run into that problem where I live, but yum. Johnny Patriza, how do you think an animated Thrones show would do? I'm one of the few people that liked that Lord of the Rings animated movie. Sarah hated it. Oh my God, he still gives me shit for liking it. I liked that movie, and I liked how, and it was brutal. And I remember watching it saying, was it Lords of, or what's it called? Rohirrim? I can't remember what the freaking thing's called. Anyway, the kind of graphic nature that the animated went into, I said it should be like Game of Thrones. I'd like to see a Game of Thrones animated film. That would be good. That'd be a good way to tell some of the lore. What I want to see with Game of Thrones, I'm so glad that they're doing an Aegon the Conqueror movie. That was the one I was like, they got to do something with that. I'm so glad they're doing that movie. Can't wait to see what that movie is going to be and who they're going to actually get to play Aegon. The other thing that's going to happen after that, they're doing that play of Robert's Rebellion. I hope they make that into a show, and then I want to see a sequel series. I think that'll do really well for them, and I think you got a chance to kind of bring some more goodwill back to it. 53, and we can get to 60. Come on. All right, let's see. Last one for now. Carlton Rudder. I sub to Cineworld Unlimited here in UK. Works out well for me. About $20 a month. Slow at the moment, but June will work out to be $3 a movie. Yeah, see, I think that's the thing. I think that's a good way to do it. Trey Porter watched Network for the first time last night. I don't know if I've ever seen it except that clip. I'm as bad as hell. Crazy how it's like a documentary of today, and sad how a lot has changed. Great movie. I've got to see that movie. I just, it's one of those things I just always wish that movies like that would perform on the channel if I did it on the channel. But yeah, anyway, okay. Thank you guys for being here today. 54, I'll take it. Very generous to everybody. Hope you enjoyed the summer movie preview today. Like I said, tomorrow there is a good chance that I'll be starting late, but there's also a shot that I might not do the show. I don't know yet. All right, 2 more questions before we go. Just kidding. Rick's top picks. Mentioned starting Yellowstone last week to Roxy, and damn, the show is great. Now I can see there are 4 spinoffs and 2 more dropping soon. Do you want to know something funny about Yellowstone? Is that I've seen all of 1923 and 1883. I've seen maybe a couple episodes of Yellowstone proper. I love the spinoff shows. At least those 2. So yeah, let's see. Sean McCabe didn't even think about the Movie Pass. We'll look into tonight. Thanks for the suggestion. My kids don't go to the theater nearly as often as I did when I was their age. God bless the 90s. Yeah, but I wonder, Sean, if you did get the pass, if that would change because you got it. You know what I mean? And it's like, or if they're not going to go and you and your wife are going to go and you're like, you know what, if you guys are going through your list and you're like, okay, let's say you and your wife decide that you want to see, 12 movies or 8 movies, whatever it might be. And then your kids only want to see 3 movies, then maybe not worth getting them the pass. But if you guys get the pass and then you just pay for their 3 movies, you're still saving money. It looks like that way. Or they say, no, give me the pass and I'll go to the movies more. It might be a way for you to bond with them more. Who the hell knows? I don't know. Joshua Gonzalez, what's up? You have to. I'll watch it 500 times. Shit, what did you say? Hold on. Let me see. Are you talking about Network? No? What did you talk about? What did Joshua Gonzalez say? See, that's the problem is that I lose stuff quick. What did you say, Joshua? I missed it. See, now I don't remember what it was. Because these questions come in. What will you watch 500 times? I'm sorry. Okay, 59. One more to get to 60. And then I'll feel like I accomplished something today. Go pal. I was in Central Jersey for 18 years. So then you get it. Carlton Rudder, have you been watching Monarch? It's really good. No, I watched like the first 2 episodes of season 1 and liked it, but I just never got to it. What I'm going to start watching is my brother keeps texting me and telling me how much I'm going to like it. And and to be fair, he's been texting me this for years now. 12 Monkeys. And I looked up and I said, I'm very picky when it comes to like time travel stuff. And I looked and I said, because I like the movie. The movie itself was really good, but apparently the series was really good. And then Katie had one of the actors on her podcast when I was doing the clip outs for that. And then I looked and I said, what are some of the most accurate time travel shows of all time? And Dark is my favorite of all time when it comes to time travel shows. And then it was another accurate one. They listed Dark and then they listed 12 Monkeys underneath it. So I got to check it out. People love the show. That people have seen it. Thank you, Robbie. Very kind. All right, so we hit 60. How about that? Look at that. What else? Let's say brothers. Yeah, it's just true. Okay. You guys rule. It's a fun show today. I like doing it. I like doing the summer movie preview. And so I'm taking a look. I got to double check. I haven't looked at. I got to make sure. I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. At some point today, my airplane reaction with Steph should come out. I'm hoping. I think that's going to come out today. Friday will be House of the Dragon, season 1, episodes 3 and 4. I'm shooting Mortal Kombat with Ming. I'm going to try to get the Rambo stuff back next week. I just have a lot of screenings and shit going on next week. So I'm trying to figure out how to make that work. But anyway, Johnny Batriza, 10,000 Ships prequel in the works. Story of the warrior queen Nymeria. She was mentioned in the House of Dragons season 1. I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, and they had shot that prequel with Naomi Watts, right? And it just never, I guess it just wasn't good, and they scrapped it, and instead they did House of the Dragon instead. Okay, you guys rule. Thank you again for being here. Appreciate it. If you haven't checked out my Instagram, please do. I'm trying to get to 100,000. My writing partner started her Instagram channel with TMI Tammy. She started it a month and a half ago. She's already at almost 80,000 followers on Instagram. She's annihilating over there. Now I got to try to, not only is it trying to pump her up, I'm trying to beat her. Got to beat her. So hopefully you guys can help me out over there as we get closer to the campaign. King of the Wicker people, are there any games you're aware of that you'd like to see a show or a movie? Mine is still Metal Gear Solid. Suck of a mind, F of a story. I would tell you that for me, it's always going to be Knights of the Old Republic. It'll never happen with Filoni and Elm, but I'd like to see that. That's 100% my answer. Buster Barnes, what about a Supergirl trailer makes it seem like it's not Gillespie? What do you think Gillespie is known for that's not present in the trailer? It's the tone. The tone of it to me feels like if I told you that James Gunn cut together that trailer, or did it, the music, the coloring, the humor, everything to me seemed like it was Gunn. But this is, and you didn't do this. You were teetering on this, but I think you wrote your thing respectfully enough. But what about, you're asking me a question? What about the Supergirl trailer makes it seem like it's not Gillespie? What do you think is enough for her? I think that's a fair question to ask. I just felt like it's teetering on, like, well, you're wrong. You didn't say that, so I can't assume that that's what you're saying. But some people do that. Oh, this is hilarious, by the way. I saw a TMI Tammy video pop on my feed yesterday. She's funny. I love that. I love that randomly you saw that. That's my writing partner. And I'll go back to your question about the Gillespie thing, but that's my partner. That's Martini. She is the co-star of my pilot. She is she's the one I wrote the story with. And she's brilliant. She's really brilliant. I'm just been waiting to introduce her to you guys. Okay, so going back to that question, yes. So I think it's a fair question to ask, but that's just the way that I am. That's just the way that I'm feeling from the way that I look at it. It's got more of a Gun feel than a Gillespie feel. Someone asked, what is? I think it's just TMI Tammy. If you type in TMI Tammy, it should pop up. Okay. Thanks again, guys. I appreciate you being here. And that's it. You guys rule. Thanks for everybody for being here. 63. I like it. You guys rule. We'll be back tomorrow, most likely, hopefully. See you on the flip side.
Did you shit in there?